everyone! So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be taking you all on a tour of the music building at Stanford University. I am a freshman here, majoring in music. Technically, I haven't declared my major yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to do piano performance or some form of musicology, but we'll see. So today I'll be showing you guys around Braun Music Center. We're going to go see the practice rooms, obviously, but also the music library and some of the classrooms and performance spaces. And we'll also go down to Dinkelspiel Auditorium and see the extra practice rooms in there. And so without further ado, here is the music building at Stanford. So this is Braun Music Center. It's right next to the bookstore. Building hours are 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., but the 11 p.m. thing is definitely flexible. Right now it's around 8:30 a.m. on a Friday, so it's going to be a little less busy than usual, but that way I'll get to show you all the practice rooms. Up here are also the studios, so if you're taking private lessons for an instrument/voice, they'll be in one of these rooms. So for the practice rooms, you do need to register and pay a $50 fee, but they are open to any Stanford student. You don't need to be taking classes or lessons within the music department to use the practice rooms. But if you are taking lessons, and also if you're taking certain classes like music theory and ear training where you would need to use a piano, then you do get practice room access for free. So here we are, home sweet home. Sometimes it smells a little dusty first thing in the morning, but the ventilation in here is actually pretty good. So there aren't that many practice rooms, and they're first come, first served, but I usually don't have a problem with finding a room. All of the, quote, regular rooms have a piano, and I think all but one of them are grand pianos. There's also a band room with some percussion, and we also have a harp room. So if we go around here, this is one of the locked rooms that's reserved for pianists who are taking piano lessons here. But yeah, let's see what it sounds like. I don't know if it's coming across well on the audio, but here it is. The stands are fairly good as well. As for the quality of the piano, I think my main issue is that a lot of these pianos, the keys are really light, so they don't really require much effort to push down. I personally prefer a heavier or more weighted key. A lot of them are also pretty loud. I don't know if it's because the pianos are just old and they've been broken into a lot, or if it's something to do with the acoustics, but they are kind of loud. So the rooms on this side are a little bit more spacious. And we're gonna look at a couple more of these pianos. They've been slowly making a few upgrades, like this one used to be an upright a couple months ago. We have a piano tech on campus, so if you do end up breaking a string or if something is severely out of tune, you can let them know and they'll get to it pretty quickly actually, within like 1 or 2 days. There's some lockers for people to store their instruments. Next, we are going to go to the music library. It's open to all students, not just those involved with the music department. So they have a bunch of reference guides. There's also current periodicals. There's also some really nice study spaces. And then downstairs we have the scores and more books, like biographies of composers, etc. Like if you happen to be looking for, I don't know, the Rachmaninoff symphonic dances for 2 pianos, here it is. And then here are some composer biographies, and it's not just classical, there's other genres as well. You can find books on things like performance practice, and books of essays on the works of a certain composer. Like this book on Elgar was one that I used pretty extensively. So this is where the classrooms are. This quarter I'm taking music theory and ear training, and they're both in one of these rooms. Sometimes people do practice here. Lots of times people will have ensemble practice. So the music classes here, and also the private lessons, anyone can take those. It's not restricted to music majors or minors. For private lessons, you just need to audition, usually at the beginning of the year or at the beginning of the quarter. So now we're going to go to the basement of Dinkelspiel Auditorium, known affectionately as Dink Basement. It's right next to Braun. They have additional practice rooms down here. There's like 7 of them. I rarely practice here because I find the rooms to be a little bit gloomier than the ones in Braun. Also, the pianos are a little bit worse. This is Dink Rehearsal Hall. On some days like today, it's just empty and you can practice here. Both of these pianos are actually pretty nice. By Dink Basement. This is what Dink looks like from the outside. There's also the auditorium, which is like the main part, but we won't be going there today. So this is one of the performance halls. This is Campbell Recital Hall. It's the smaller of the two. Bing Concert Hall over at the other end of campus is the larger one where they have the professional concerts. Like we'll have a lot of professional musicians come through here. Like I saw a Helena Grimo concert, and for those you can usually get student tickets either for free or at a lower price. But for Campbell, it's mostly for student recitals. I also have a weekly studio class here that's a part of piano lessons, so you do get an opportunity to play in these nicer halls. So yeah, that is a quick tour of the Stanford Music Building. Overall, I would say that I'm pretty happy here. The people here are very supportive and affirming as opposed to like cutthroat competitive. I should mention something we didn't go over today, and that's the Center for Computer Research in Music and Acoustics, CCRMA, pronounced Karma, which is more technology focused, but I'm not super familiar with them. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, especially if you're applying to colleges and aren't able to visit campus in person, because it does get very expensive and time consuming. I'm probably not going to do too much of this kind of content. I'll just stick to mostly music history. Like, don't get me wrong, if you have questions about what it's like being a music student here, or just what it's like here in general, I'd be very happy to answer them. If I can help someone out, like, that's great. Mission accomplished. What I'm trying to say is that I want to stay away from the how to get into college kinds of videos. And nothing against the people who do make that kind of content. It's just the college application system is one that I would rather not feed into. But all of that notwithstanding, I hope you enjoyed this one. Please feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions or would like to know more about something. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.